but nature stripped. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kevin Towry hit the front deliberately.
But this is a blitz. It's a weak blitz.
Have a go, you mug.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, mugs. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. We've got a big week, lads. Group 1's all around the world. It's going to be an absolute slot fest at Doomben. Heavy 25, 26 maybe.
Yep.
But there's
Mick
something...
Fanning's actually on for the third, I think.
Yeah?
Yep, he's in the
Okay.
third.
All right. But Lloydie was just telling us some big news, mate. And we like kicking the show off with a bang. Somehow, some way. We're not about drama, being the mugs. You know, we cop a little bit, we get a little bit targeted sometimes, but we can take it. You know, we're happy to swallow the pill, so to speak, when we get it. Lloydie, Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah.
What have you got for us, mate? This is startling.
That's right. I think one of our favourite segments on the show is the My Runners How to Train a Horse. But there's
The Clapman, insert the
insert
video.
promo video here. But there is trouble in paradise, and the OG My Runners crew, they're not happy with the My Runners admin at the moment, because TRL, the Billy Slater, the racing league, you know, Victoria versus New South Wales versus Queensland, all the rest of it, taking over the My Runners community, and that's where all the focus lies. So Dusty Tycoon, Lyrical Girl, Fixated, Zushak, they're out of the loop. They're not in with the Big Goodbye and co.
Big goodbye.
So, sad times. Nice training, a bit more sulking at the moment.
Yeah, so, well, we don't really have much because you just said it. It just seems to be personal attacks back and forth, which boomers and Facebook, it's probably not the best combination that you can get, is it, mugs? So, well, look, watch this space, Lloydie. Thanks for being on the pulse with this kind of thing, because that's what we're about, on the pulse. And
might be Mugs micro shares.
oh, that's right. Hey, well, we've got 10,000 angry customers that we can advertise to that seem to follow the Pied Piper wherever it goes.
That's it.
But lads, back to focus, because there's no disagreements here, because we love Doomben, and it's ready to hone in.
We're honing
Well, Mugs, just to give you a bit of an update, because I know we're a worldwide sort of audience base. We're here up in Bris Vegas, as the locals call it. It's currently pissing down rain. Excuse my French. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely pissing down rain.
Yep.
Excuse my German.
Yep.
And then Saturday is going to be absolutely slaughtering down with rain. Excuse my Russian. Is that a bit too topical?
Bit controversial.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. But it's going to be, I think it's assessed a heavy 10 now. Doomben's one of those ones that they may cancel the meet if it gets too heavy. What are your early thoughts, boys? You reckon we're just going to pretty much waste 45 minutes of our life right now for that to be the result?
Yep. My best bet of the card, though, is Mashani Embrace in the first. So I'm happy
Right.
for the first run. He'll wrap around the corner like a greyhound. The mud, they'll just be covered in mud in behind, and they'll be like, all right, lads, we've had enough of this. So I'm happy with that. But
Yeah, you could probably have that all up into transfer to the Sunshine Coast Poly.
Yeah.
I think it's no chance.
Get all the
of going
horses
ahead
on
to
the bus.
On the bus.
It just doesn't. Yeah.
I think
it doesn't drain well, and it's just
well, they'll just destroy the track.
Yeah,
and we know Eagle Farms.
Eagle Farm's not exactly ready to go. So
But
We're doing the grass well, all this rain.
yeah, well, it does need the sunshine afterwards, though. Otherwise,
that's right. We'll move on quickly from that subject. Well, you're probably right, Ben. And what tends to happen is, regardless of the rain and common sense factor with these track reports, it'll probably go out a good fall. Even though it's a heavy 12, and then after race 1, ding ding, new tweet out from Keurig Stewards, track downgraded to a heavy 14.
Yep.
And then you're right, meeting cancelled. But mate, you started off with a bang though. You've spoiled pretty much the whole end of segment.
Yeah,
because Mashani Embrace is the beans banger for the day. That's what you get when you view it early, mugs. You get the My Runners updates, and you get beans banger.
We don't
all
keep
within
you
5 minutes.
around to the end.
No.
You know, just
Yeah, I'm keen, mate. I just think, lead handles the heavy. I think it just wins. And I just want to chime in. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but 3 winners, excluding Paladas, 3 winners last week, which I was pretty happy with at the Sunshine Coast, a track where I have an abysmal record. And mate, finally, explosive quality.
Yeah.
There
This is well.
It was there by a native
That's
bees.
it,
It was
mate.
there
Why,
by a native
why are we
bees,
trying to wrap
but-
this show up early? This is the most up and about we'll probably
Yeah,
I'll
ever
just
be.
move my chair over here. 'Cause I had to stick.
Mate, you had a good week before. We can't all have a good week every week.
Yeah,
I don't think we made note of it either on Sunday. Your two best bets, both Gillian and Heinrich runners, and they both
Yeah,
they were both
got the
lobs.
jobs
Yeah,
done.
Yeah,
she
well-
is flying at the moment.
And
She's going
Jaden Lloyd
very
both.
well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brother Jaden. Well, there you go. I was sort of involved.
Well, that's right.
The
We
family
sort of
connection.
knew the connection. You
That's
just,
right.
just
I
couldn't
just
see the
legally
limits, mate.
aren't allowed to
Yeah.
back his horses, so yeah.
But a successful weekend, so we're happy with that. It was good to see it get up over Racecourse Road, no doubt, which was another one for the suckers out there. Really, yeah.
Well, it's I don't know if
Major
it's,
strip.
if it's back in form, Racecourse Road, and
Well,
Yeah.
well, was the I don't know. It wasn't the greatest decision in the world, but it's turned out to be the greatest decision in the world. J Mac jumping on board Home Affairs. Now we sort of made light of. He's probably got some bigger fish to fry with the old Coolmore banner, but geez, it just best jockey just gets it done all the time,
Yeah.
and he's backing up this week with the champ, the Melbourne Cup champ.
Yep.
She's back.
back in,
Well, she's back 2 weeks ago, but
yeah,
she's back more
Yeah.
in a suitable, backable race. So
with
Yeah.
conditions to suit, no
Yeah.
doubt.
yes,
That's right.
it did. It was exciting though. Like it was an under race, and even just on that, Woody, before you give us your astute analysis, is when was the last time Nature Strip probably trailed and chased like he did,
Yeah.
if ever? Because usually you
Yeah,
might get in that
gives up the
situation and
ghost.
buckle. So
Yeah. I was trying to think that as well, and I could be wrong, but maybe if it wasn't a TJ, or it might have been an Everest or something like that one, the first time he was in an Everest where it was like a $20 or a $30 chance, he might have sort of been fourth the fence, but you know.
yeah, but I reckon he was sort of beaten on the turn there
Yeah,
and held
yeah,
on. Whereas like he was making ground
Yeah.
on Home Affairs, which is just something that
It was sort of
you never
last
really
step back
cheer
and
Nature
came-
Strip.
Oh, if he
You know,
if he didn't miss
yeah.
the kick,
Oh, well, that's the greatest hindsight
That's
review
it.
in the world right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my 75 multis probably depended on him not missing the kick as well. So
Yep.
that's all right. I had 2 bets to the Millennium last week, and one of them saluted.
Yep, that's
So
right.
that's a winning lane.
Yep.
Mashani embraced it for me too, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't mind Toba's run on debut at Ipswich at the 1200. Hit the line alright, but now goes to 1350, and Steph Thornton goes on board. Takes over from Sammy Collett, who's on the way to Dubai for the Dubai World Cup.
Must be a good
So,
mare over there for
Must
her.
be a good mare, yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, so bit of Queensland. We're claiming it now, I think.
Yeah, I
Sammy
think
Collett.
so.
Yep,
Sure.
Queensland flavour in Dubai this weekend, but yeah, Toba on top at the each way quote.
Yeah, it's 2-year-olds, heavy 10.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
It's a pen job race,
Yeah,
really.
really is.
Unless it's big, it's your bagger.
That's right.
Mate,
That's right. It's,
Beat
it's,
the
it's
chips
launch.
in.
let's pull the pen out and
Thousand
circle
on
it.
the schnoz first up on a heavy 10 to your
it, man.
race. I am in.
Well, that race 1 kicks off 12:13 there on Saturday. So, mate, you can be home by 12:30 with a couple of zinger boxes and put your feet up and relax, mate.
Exactly right.
Well, if race 2 doesn't go ahead, you'd be happy to look down south, mate. But
Yep.
in case it does, we've got a horse named a Fortified up here representing the CJ Waller yard in the 2200 metre BM78 Tattlesl's Life members race day.
Yep.
What an absolute peak.
Mate, it's
Peak of Queensland racing. And the other one, Katoya, is in there as well, however you pronounce that. But he's got the 2. Lloydie, for some reason, I keep getting a black book notification that Luna Snit's running. Are you going back to the well with your old favourite, or are you going to take the $4.60 for Fortified, which is your favourite?
No, neither of the above. I'm going to Chrissy Munz's stable with Outback Gladiator, 2 from 2 on the heavy. Interesting sort of prep he's had. He's sort of progressed through the trip each time, and then last start on the 16th of Feb went back to the mile. I think that was a Wednesday, so a midweeker over the mile. Now comes back to 2200. He's rock hard fit. He likes the way he'll roll forward. It'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, my notes exactly.
yeah.
Might have just been the only race at the time
Yes.
for him, kind of deal.
We were chatting earlier, and I think it's fair to say that any horses from Sydney that end up in Chris Waller's his satellite stable, the GC, he's basically given up on. I think they're almost on the way.
Running for fun, but
Yeah, I
picking
just
up paychecks
I
every week.
You know, I just don't know if like Like, is it? Like, I mean, obviously it's serious. It's not a. It's
I'm
clearly
pretty
not a
sure
joke, but
Fortified went through the online sales though, not that
Was
long
that
ago.
Lucent? Same
Yeah,
colours.
Costa board, remember?
Yeah,
And then
Lucent.
Then it fell
Yeah,
through.
Lucent. Yeah,
Yeah.
fell through.
I
That
don't
was the
think
same as
we know.
our sale, mate.
Mm.
We thought we picked up a horse for
Yeah.
cheap as chips, and then they've called us to say website crash. We're opening
Yeah.
the auction back up.
Yeah.
Little do we know, they're happy to still charge a credit card. Alrighty. Going on, because we had a good little chat with Tony a couple of weeks ago when this fella returned.
Yep.
Night Mariner. It was super on debut, and if they do race, I think the thing is a horse has come back from injury. You want to probably see on soft to heavy tracks, not for the gut buster, but just to make sure they get through it all okay and can race on.
Yep.
But he's back to the mile where that's the go.
Yep.
That was his go, and Lloydie's repping the old Paladas cap there, and the colours that saluted last week as well.
I did.
Tipped out by Bean. Well done, mate.
$1.20. Oh.
The thing is, yeah, last start we were getting $4 to find out, which wasn't too juicy, put it that way. Now you're getting $2 for what looks to almost be a bet of the card kind of material.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's not the Paladas hat, it's the Night Mariner hat today. He, yeah, like you say, he was super first up off a long break. You just go back to his last run before he was injured and had that big time on the sideline, second in a Group 3 Wink Skinnies on a heavy track at the Sunshine Coast over the mile. So he gets back to that, drawn well in barriers 6. Ben Thompson goes on board, and yeah, you know, it's Winks against Class 3 horses here, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bet. I think it's poison odds really, but it's still a bet.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm tipping $2.30
Yeah.
for 2-year-olds, and I'm happy to say
This
the
is-
$2 about a proven horse.
This-
Launch.
This way's way easier
Yeah.
than actually sitting there and going through every horse's
Yeah.
form, isn't it?
Yeah.
Far out.
The one that'll run a race today too is Tutelage. With Kelly Schweida first up. I forget the name of the trainer who had it, but it won a Cairns Cup last year and now down this way. So trialled well the other day, form on a wet, good, 1600 form good. Jimmy Orman goes on board, so keep an eye on it, he'll get better over further.
Yeah, a few little sneakers in this race that can pop through. Well, that's 3 races down, boys.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
look, again, just keep the viewers hooked. We need to get a bit of life in there.
Yep.
We're going to go down on the map. We're going to stop in Sydney. We've got 2 Group 1s. We might smash them out nice and early in the card because we've got the Chipping Norton, better known as the Winks Second Up Classic for the last, 4 years before it was.
Yep.
But again, we've got this field of weight for age horses that are going to clash pretty much every start for the next 2 years because that's all we've got.
Yep.
But you've got your Very Elegance, who's absolutely going to eat up the heavy track. We know this. Over the mile, which on the heavy is a bit more like a 2,000 metre race.
Yep.
Think it over. Loves the 2,000 metres.
Yeah,
Doesn't love the
Given
heavy
it-
though. So that's probably the 2 that we're going to hone in on.
Colette as well.
But
she's
you
a
do
mudlark.
have the Mudlark Colette, and that's why you're getting $3 to $4 for those 3 in the market. So, lads, Group 1 Fever, Sydney, first one for the Sydney Carnival,
Yep.
I believe, as well. Does the champ return to the Group 1 stage, Beandog?
No, it's a race in 2, I think, though. I think Colette and Very Elegant are the other 2 that will be fighting it out in the end. They just got superior wet form to some of their rivals. Colette was, I think it was, 0.4 of a length off Think It Over. Last start over the 1400, out to the mile here. Look, no knock, Very Elegant, but I'm siding with Colette on this particular occasion. $4 is probably about the right price, I think. I think she's going to go super this prep. Yep, very keen.
For a horse that's from Europe coming over to Australia, probably will like a bit of wet weather around in Sydney and gloomy things. You know what they say about greys on the wet? They love it. I'm with Top Ranked here for Annabelle Neesham. Big fan of Annabelle. She's flying and sort of the stable on the rise. This bloke first up, there's been a lot of sort of hype around him. His trials have been
Huge
good.
hype.
He's, sat off Zaki in an exhibition gallop, moved up to him and eyeballing the whole out in the straight. I just think he's the here and now compared to some of these other horses like Very Elegant, who she was good first up, but I just think coming off the Melbourne Cup campaign, she might be a little bit more dour now. And Top Ranks, they're trying to get him into the All-Star Mile as well, so probably get a wild card if they can win here. I'm happy to be with him first up over a mile.
I'm just going to stick with what we know, and that's heavy form and very elegant.
Yep.
And pretty much...
No need to jump off your favourite horse, mate.
No need, mate. And last season, she single-handedly won me the Group 1 scorecard. So I may as well just start backing her now, and she'll knock up 5 in a row, and it'll be bells off. So
Did we get any Group 1 winners last week, or there was only one?
no,
Group
it's
1,
just
wasn't
the
it?
Home Affairs upset, mate, which if you backed Home Affairs, well, you shouldn't have.
Yep.
So that's out of spite, put it that way.
Out of spite.
Well, speaking of Chris Waller Quinellas, we'll move on to the surround. So this is the one where, I don't know, if that C. Waller name just maybe spanks a few in the market that maybe shouldn't be this short. Espiona and Fangirl, they're your two, top of the market. None of them have the Group 1 rank next to their names,
No.
interestingly enough. They haven't even raced at Group 1 level yet, Lloydie. So maybe there's some other horses here that we can find a bit of value for. Sniff it out, mate.
That's right.
You've got that thing. Use it.
We do.
Sniff.
Look, if we had a cameraman, I'd say just hone in here, because back Pike, drink what you like, and Willie Pike is, I think it's his second Saturday or third Saturday riding in Sydney now, and he gets a ride in a Group 1 on a Group 1 winner in Yearning. I'm pretty keen on her chances. She won a maiden on over 1400 as a 3-year-old filly against sort of older horses that day, and she carried 61 kilos in that race. She won pretty convincingly, then went on and won the Group 1000 guineas over the mile in Melbourne. First up, that's a bit of a slight query, but her trials have been really good. She's done everything you've asked. She's won on a soft, she's placed on a heavy. I think, she just ticks a lot of boxes from barrier 2 for me at $26 and $5.50 to place.
Yep. Not a bad choice there, mate. Look, speaking of Chris Waller, he has got the top 2 in the market, but I'm actually keen on one there's been a tiny bit of early money. I reckon Hinge is the overs here for the Chris Waller yard. Look, for God's sake, ride it on pace, Abdullah. Jeepers creepers. You've drawn the pole. If they don't lead, I'm gonna just about start lopping its legs off. Honestly,
He's been 6 months out of the saddle. Surely he's been watching
Mate,
replays.
it is.
Or listening to us to tell the jockeys to watch the replays of Hinge and
It's
how to ride it.
unbelievable. Like, it just has to lead. Like, it's drawn super. I think it could honestly steal this race. It's 1 from 1 on a heavy. It's never missed on a soft track. 2 wins and a second. Senior jockey on for Kathy O'Hara. If you watch the replay last start where Fangirl came out and won, it was legit 4th last in the run. That is completely the wrong place for a horse like this. I'm hoping the inside isn't just a munched up mess by this point in the day, because I think if that's the case, then I think
What
if
are we
that's the
looking at,
case,
race 8?
yeah, it could be absolutely horrific inside. But if it's fine and by some miracle and the grace of God it's good-ish mud in there, just a nice...
He might just hug the fence. Everything else might come out 10 wide, and he might just save ground. And
creep on through. But look, $27, superior wet form, and I think the sort of under the radar Waller runner in this one.
Yeah, I'm liking your form ones there, Bean, and the horse that actually beat it in a Group 1 that day, Never Been Kissed, goes up at 31s, and that was Light Fingers over the mile. Not Light Fingers,
the flight.
That's the one, the flight. But then backed it up with a second to Profondo. Pretty good form, and if this is going to be a heavy, a 1400, it's going to feel a lot bloody heavier. So, again, if Regan Bayless rode it to win at that time, so if he knows that, hey, Hinged has got no idea here and is not going to take the rail in the lead, I'm going to do that like I did last time, and I'm going to win a second Group 1 on this thing. So, could be, I'm looking at this race, maybe your lead kick and then just too far back to catch her in the slot fest behind, because that's
I think it's going to be a rough result.
I was going to say two questions before we move on. First one, Espiona Fangirl. Which team are you?
Fangirl.
Yep. Same.
Backed her last start and she was pretty good. I'm happy. I think she's
No, I think I'd back Espiona to finish. I just think Espiona would be
more
forward in the run. They're both pretty good going forward.
I reckon it just shapes the same way. Fangirl follows her again from 16 compared to 13, but yeah. And the other one, do we give the Queensland filly any chance? Startante, she was good first up in the light fingers, hit the line nicely, ran 6th. She's going to be coming home out wide again.
She's pretty good.
She is
pretty good at
horse. She's pretty good. I just don't know about the heavy.
Because never missed a place on a soft in 4 goes.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if I'm making this up, but I remember she might have had a scratch starting up here in a heavy just for that reason.
Yeah,
Have to look
might be
back
right.
through.
Yeah.
Whether that was just a don't want to save it for
I
another
don't
day.
think they won't be scratching her on
But-
number
no.
on
But she
Saturday.
hasn't had to go on a heavy, so
Yeah,
you don't
That's
know.
it. She could be
It's
the
just-
next very elegant mate.
She could be. And there's only Bobby. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Honest Bob is Bowl no.
Honest Bob. He knows what he's doing, mate. Especially with the likes of the My Runners crew. Well, My Runners crew. If you get an update about Star Tontes, forward it through to us. Thank you very much. But we're going to come back up. We've got to go back to Doomben. We've got bigger fish to fry down in Melbourne soon, but we've still got 6 races, believe it or not, that we have to get through on the card. And we're going to start with one that's pretty aptly named because Gave Us Up is almost how we're feeling about this Doomben card right now, giving it up. It's $5.50 favourite, Gave Us Up. Lloydie, I know you're a bit of a love child for this horse. You have been, but Irukandji was pretty good last start too, and I don't want to take you back there, but the third, couple of bobs away at the huge odds, your reward for finding Irukandji that day is taken $6.50 today in a field of 45.
Yeah. Sometimes when it comes to finding a bet, there might be a few rules, you could say.
Okay.
But in this instance, rules don't apply. And I think it's just a dartboard job, but I'm with rules don't apply for Mr. Chris Waller. Look, I've always had a little opinion of this horse. She's been a fair while between drinks now, but you know, like her last couple of starts where she's been in those midweek Metropolitan Friday night metro races in Sydney, she hasn't been running awfully. I liked the last runner. She's been 2.9 lengths behind Reggie Wood at main stage. Main stage has come out and romped in, and she now comes back to the mile on a wet track, which she's won twice on a soft. She's placed on a heavy before. Mark Duplessis gets the ride from barrier 13. Might be, you know, if we're still running by 157 on Saturday afternoon, they could be coming wide, and I just think she's the horse down on the lightweight to you know, maybe give a bit of a side at $23.
You sighting?
Look, I'm actually with the Fogden train Next Dimension and Ryan Maloney. It's forming behind. I think it was 2 lengths off Cracker SG. That's come out and beat home Caffrey and Night Mariner. Night Mariner's $2 in the race prior. So look, Next Dimension will be leading. I don't think it's ever missed on a soft lumps that cut out of the ground. It'll be no more than, if it's not leading, it'll be no more than sort of 2 pairs back. You get the Maloney factor, so up and flying. Fingers crossed you can get it done. And it's about $7. I think that's a pretty good price for a horse. It's going to be, it'll be in the front couple round the bend, which is going to be the place to be on Saturday.
Beautiful. Lloydie, talking about rules, the only rule that really applies in Queensland racing right now is Boris Thornton into O'Day Hoisted. So there's one that fits the criteria here. Don't despair. Barrier 19 tricky. Scratch from, I think, what was it, midweek when they transferred to the poly track. So I'm guessing that they want this horse to run to its full potential, so to speak. Again, 16 each way. Let's move on. That kind of race. Next race, not too bad. We can hone in here, boys. Hone in, because we love honing in. And the one that keeps pulling our pants down, that we just don't seem to back any start. And he's put two on the trot. Profit is up and about here. $3 favourite. The heavy tracks, you know, we could go on all day about heavy tracks, but one that does love the heavy is Sea Raider.
Yeah.
She's back. Profit knocked Sea Raider off last start there, but your trifecta rounds out with Hale Manhattan. Oh no, finished 4th that day. So Barnabas was the trifecta. But that last
start
start,
C for a third.
exactly. It's well, he's in there. He's in the top 4, and that is your top 4 in the market here, Muggs. In what's a handy little race, albeit hopefully conditions don't ruin the result for us, and we can see it clearly with the form that we've been presented the last few weeks being.
Yeah, Sea Raider wins here. We joked about it the other day. It's the best form in Brisbane. But I tell you what's gone. It's pretty close to at the moment. To be fair,
Between that and Gogol form.
Yeah, that's right. On pace, look, we've seen Sea Raider obviously win many starts up here. But what it does do well is you don't have to ride it along the rail like a greyhound. It sort of can come 3 or 4 pairs wide and still lead around the corner and just kick about that 5th or 6th lane out and just kick lead and win. 3 from 3 and a heavy. Profit with miles too far back, and I'm not sure it's a slot festerer like Sea Raider, and I think $4.20 is a spoil. Should be favourite.
I think it's must-have material almost on top of me, just because of conditions.
Yeah, look, I tipped profit in the preview that I did, but having a bit of a better look now, C rated means at 3.5 kilos better at the weights, and it's only 3/4 of a length. So
Talked him into it, Ben.
I'm gonna hop on C rated with Steph Thornton on board.
Barrier 2-2.
And if profit wins,
Well, that just makes another start.
I've had 2 bites of the cherry at least.
Oh,
C
God,
rated
what's
here, profit there.
Oh, Benny 2 bets on the end here.
That's it. I'll back them both at $1.90
Yeah.
and still end
The
up
two
behind.
favourites. It's not like I'm backing the favourite and a $26 shot somewhere. The 2 favourites, one of them will win.
Right, boys. First leg of the quaddie, and it could be a go to your form guys and just put F down, and it doesn't stand for field. It's $4.20 for that field, and we've noticed Cool Lad is your top runner, which is Bean's got some breaking news, which is too late now if you're listening to it.
Today, Ippy? No, Newcastle. Sorry.
In today,
Did it stay in? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's in at Newcastle in a.
Still in. It was still in about an hour ago. So.
I don't think it's not even the championship race there, the qualifier.
But it's not
just
been
a B
scratched
race.
It is. No, it's not. Race day number 3 an hour away. So unless it gets scratched behind the barriers.
Yeah, it will not be running Saturday.
Will not be running mugs. Cross it out.
Yeah.
So
So remove it.
Punters
from your
advised to
phone,
rule
guys.
line.
So watch it stay
Yeah.
in until Saturday morning and
Yep.
come into $1.20 and then get destroyed with deductions.
Yeah, so it's a probably gun in the holster. I mean, probably gun in the holster race in general, but it's definitely gun in the holster
Yeah.
race pre that coming out.
Well, and this is a huge field. This is the trickiness too. That if it stays heavy and we race, you're probably going to have 10 of these come out.
Yeah.
So one that probably won't. Taranga. Last start, we all had a little bite of the cherry there, but
Yep.
that was a heavy track down the Gold Coast. Won it in the stewards' room, so we know it can handle it. I guess you got the boss man in town though with Merry Me, Chrissy Bloody Waller.
Yep.
Star Gamble Bean was one of your
Yeah,
on
it
toppers
was-
last start.
It was disappointing. I am with it though again. I'm sticking
Oh.
with. I'm happy to forgive the last one. It was just too bad to be true. Well, the stable's pretty astute. I think if they're running on the heavy, they know it'll handle it. It'll be hopefully closer in the run. Not sure what happened last start, but it was pretty bloody ordinary. And so I'm happy to be with again.
Mate, well, one horse that wasn't pretty bloody ordinary last start was Merriming. We'll probably start favourite here and imagine once Cool Lad comes out, but she absolutely pissed in last start at Doomben over this track and trip on a soft track. Start before that, ran 7th behind Harlequin Field and Mystic Aroma. So
It's form.
form.
Yeah, he's fine.
And look, end of last prep, or whenever it was, towards the end of last prep back in September, she won at this track and distance, $1.50 favourite in pretty similar fashion. Barrier 13 she'll be out wide, get back, run on. Jimmy Orman on board. I think Chris Waller will have a nice day.
Yeah, mate. Well, I'll be watching with you, but I'll be watching from Barrier 14 with Taranga there. Well, that's the thing, Lloydie. If 5 or 6 come out, we've come right in from the barrier draw, which is handy.
Yeah.
But Jaden Lloyd goes on board, so I know you're pretty close with him. You see him at Christmas and Boxing Day, and that's probably about it.
Backyard cricket.
Backyard cricket, yeah. Well, you're obviously
He's
not,
very good.
you're obviously not doing enough of that. But I know, I think Michael Hellier rode it last start at the Gold Coast. He had to get into it a fair way out. So up and trip
That
on
was
the
because
heavy.
the other thing was
Well, that's
15
right.
lengths in front of the turn that they backed off the map.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be there could be a little bit under the bonnet here, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I'll let Reddy Bean come back to town. You're
No.
not no, I'm moving on. All right, cool.
Please, no.
That thing go through, and I
It's
know
flying.
I don't know. Is it though? Like it
Yeah, it
has. If you go through, it's surely in the sea from your end. But if not, this could be a bit of an
I know.
impromptu segment.
It was in the sea. It
It's,
was in the sea.
If you look through its form, I reckon there's been a plunge on it every single start,
Yep.
and it's won twice or 3 times.
Yeah. They come for it. They jump out of trees.
They
to
do.
back- I don't know who owns it, but they love it.
Must be the king of Toowoomba out there. Just
Well, it's out of that. Remember that real good mare that Cavi Camp had, that plumage? That you don't know.
Oh yeah, it had Plamaro as well.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
in there.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
same mare. So they've always had a fair opinion of it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Just hasn't performed on the big stage.
not quite.
No.
It was going to win the
not
JJ
quite.
Atkins at one point.
Yeah, that's right. It debuted the paddle-shaped plate,
Yes.
you might remember, and
and
it fell,
it
I
fell.
think. Yeah.
I was there that day, and that's when I promised myself I'd never go back to Toowoomba.
Yeah.
So far, I've never been there. Actually, I think Sportsbet did a justice payout, and there was the one bet all day. I went and had 200 on it at the local bookies. And when they've fallen, I've gone, give us a justice refund. He goes, I'm not Sportsbet. And then half an hour later, Sportsbet, justice payout, 11 I'm like, oh.
Yep. Our good friends at Sportsbet. Good on you, boys and girls.
Yep.
Boys, race 7. We got 3 to go, Doomben. We get through this one, and then I think we need to get back on the highway.
Yep.
Because we need to vibe everybody up. We may finish with the 2-year-olds because this gives us another 10 minutes of quickly looking through the form and trying to find a winner for the Blue Diamond. So, good little good little race here. It's the Tats Handicap Conservatory. So I think there's a bit of money on the line with this race 7. Yep, just making sure it wasn't race 8. Bejoy Sweet Belle, very good horse. La Palmier, good horse on its day. Contemptuous, good horse on the day. Cardiff, good horse back in the day. King Klaus,
All hail the king.
the king. He finally gets in here. It must have been a little bit of a niggle maybe or something that went wrong because we were the ones jumping out in trees to back this thing one day at Doomben. Got the overs and was scratched, but the king's back. Boys, are we still carrying that confidence over from about a month ago?
Yeah, I'm very keen. I think, I'm pretty happy with, I think, $8 to 10's into 8. So there's been a bit of cash splash around already for 8 wins and 4 seconds from 14 starts, I think, at the track. 3 from 4 and a heavy. Look, it's going to be leading from barrier 6. There's no questions asked there. And I just think they'll probably be potentially a bit too far off him. I think he could be too speedy for this lot over the 1,050. Keen.
Yeah, I'm a bit filthy that I missed that he went to the Gold Coast last start and won $1.80.
Yeah, I did miss that too.
Yep. That might have been the same day Goggle went there, actually. Look, I do love King Klaus, but there might be one I love a little bit more, and it's Contemptuous. Look, the horse is just a jet, really. He's completely untapped as well. I think 11 starts, 6 wins, 4 minor placings. He hasn't done anything wrong. Last prep, he's won 3 straight, beat Goggle at his most recent start at the end of last prep.
That's some form.
That's some form. He's won twice this prep, trialled well. Other bit of form was around King's Coat, Benegett said, and I think might have run second to Tremonto first up last prep. So that form's good enough. He's won 3 from 5 on a soft. He's placed once on a heavy from his one start there, and he's in with, most importantly, I think he's in with 52.5 kilos. So he'll probably get. It'll be midfield, I think. I don't think he'll get too far back, but they're not going to ride him for speed. I've made him best of the day.
Yeah, I have to go with you there, Lloydie. It's just going to have, it's got 6 kilos on King Klaus, on a heavy, and if it's a speed battle out in front.
Yeah. La Palmier's going to go forward.
Yeah, there's a few of them. We haven't even backed the boss man in yet today, so...
Yeah, not bad.
No, that's right, yeah, forgot about that.
We got to do it once.
Cardiff was the interesting runner that I thought, but, tried well, but Panino came through that trial too, who... Yeah. Did they scratch it, or was it just a shit tip from you, Lloydie?
It went around.
Yeah, there we go.
A little bit of spice there, a bit of hate between the boys.
No,
It was
just
definitely
for
there.
The hate is just for Panino, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But-
she's in the sea.
Yeah, we'll lob her in there, yeah, off she goes.
Yep.
There you go. All
And
right.
at the moment, the sea is the driveway at the front because it's pissing down.
Yeah.
Well, look, speaking of flops at the trials, we'll just make a note of one that's an absolute superstar at the trials. The Blood. Tried like a bomb, and then they put a late nom in to race this weekend. Did you know?
No, I didn't know. I actually didn't
It's
know.
running. It's in Sydney, obviously. That's where.
In the Liverpool City Cup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that mean that the horse is flying, or it's not going too well? Let's just get your paycheck and shut you the hell up, Alan.
Yeah, well, that could be a bit of a thought too. I don't know what to do with him. I
think
looked at him
you
and I
just
thought,
gotta watch. You gotta watch.
You couldn't possibly put your money on him.
are you off him, but because, are we all off him because the owner's a wanker, or are we off him because he's no good anymore? But
I think
Probably the owner's a complete way.
owner's a cockhead. Like he had a near
Yeah.
life-ending injury on the back of winning two Group 1s or a Group
Yeah.
1 and start favouring an All-Star Mile.
Yeah.
Obviously that injury's been a massive setback and a couple of heavy track runs, but his heavy track form when he was perfectly fine. Last prep was awful.
Yeah.
You know, like that Golden Eagle run where he was
that's
he
what.
was legless,
No,
and that's
did
what
he?
he's going to get. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he's going to get on Saturday. So no way I could back him at $7 in that field.
No, you'd love to see him run well, but
Oh, yeah.
you know you're never going to hear the end of it. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
ones.
All right, well, good horses go around in the Futurity Stakes as well. We've got the 2 Group 1s in Melbourne. Three. That's
Group
right.
ones.
3 Group 1s in Melbourne. That's right. We've got the Futurity. We've got the Blue Diamond, of course, and the Oakley Plate, the speed battle of speed battles. But we'll start with the Futurity. Bean, last start, you jumped off your girl, Tefane. She's now probably one of the most credentialed mares in the country.
Yep.
And she probably turned you down, mate, if you tried to get in there with a little bit of stallion.
That's right. I'm not with her anyway, so I'm not worried about that.
$2.70. You don't want to bar of it.
Nah.
Do you think she, like barrier 3? Does she lead
Yeah.
this field as well? Because I thought that was a bit of a it was a winning move last race.
I
But
did
she's not-
try to tell you, but
She's not a notable leader though. I just remember Stradbroke, she come 25 wide, Touch Tiara 25 wide, storming down the outside. It just shows the versatility, doesn't it? What a horse!
what a horse.
Yeah, she's a good horse. I think, there's no hate from me there anymore. I came around end of the carnival last year. I pretty
Yeah.
much had to. She went bang bang in 2 Group 1s. But I think Shirath sort of takes it up here. Streets of Avalon's just a straight fucking pest.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty simple. Like, I mean, it's done super things for the Nichols yard, but it's a fucking pest. That's a fair statement. Look, I'm with my Wanga here for the Neesham yard. I think they're flying. First up, this horse is an absolute weapon. The rail, I believe, is out 3 down at Caulfield. Good track. It'll be off the pace with I'm Thunderstruck, but I think those are 2 of the sort of up and comers this sort of autumn and then into the spring. I think the smaller field allows both of them to sit a heck of a lot closer, and I'm siding with J Carr.
Have you watched
from the
his
Neesham
trials?
yard. Nope.
No, you wouldn't want to be on him, I don't reckon, if you watched his trials. I thought they were both ordinary, but he's never tried.
Always been been a
but
lazy
he
driver.
just, like,
The form last prep around was just
shit, yeah.
super. Like,
that I was sort of like thinking he's
I
going to be
just
the
think it's
horse
the
in
wrong.
Well,
the
did he
wrong
win
price.
Chippy Norton last year?
No, in the Winks.
No,
Winks
He
Guinness,
was 3
yeah.
this time last year, won
Yeah.
the Rose Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Tefane, she won that CFL pretty easily, really. I know Behemoth had a few issues pull up after it, but I just think from barrier 3 again, she just maps the exact same track, same trip, wait for age again. We get a third of the price, admittedly, but you're going to have Streets of Avalon, like you say, be a pest, go forward. Turath probably goes forward, and she just lands in that 1-1 again. I don't think there's any reason to not be on her.
Yeah, I've got to agree with Lordy this week, I'm afraid, Bean. I've got to jump on Tefane. Expecting on Thunderstruck
We'll have to start
to
noting down
absolutely
this-
storm home
Yeah.
and be
Just
the
miss.
All-Star Mile favourite after this. And that's where it's
We
going.
probably should get the leaderboard up on the socials. I think I'm 0 for whatever, but I need to. I do.
It's only been 2 Group 1s.
2 Group 1s.
Settle
I'm
down.
0 for 2. So I need to see it every week to give me the
Well,
energy
if you're
to fight
if you're 0 from 2, it means I'm 0 from 2 as well. So
Yep.
that's alright.
That's alright.
We've only had 2. Let's keep
Let's
confidence
start
up.
so
We're
last
not on
week.
That's
a
alright, you can double your score this week.
we're not on a losing streak yet.
Nah.
3 in a row is a losing streak, right?
No.
We'll skip forward to another pace race down in Caulfield, boys, while we're here, because this is a pretty exciting race. And of course, we've got the boss man taking down
Yes.
good old horse Jonker.
Leonka.
And while none of us are going to get Jimmy burnt up here this week because he's going down for the ride.
Yeah.
And we're talking speed horse, which is what Jonker is. But then you've got Marabe, the horse who's here and now. 6 in a row, 6 from 6, going for the 7s. Oxley Road.
Fingers crossed they water the
Malkovich.
track morning of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Melbourne's the only place in Australia that's dry at the moment.
it is.
Get the hose out,
That's
boys.
right.
Water the
Otherwise,
inside rail,
yeah.
please.
Rudy might come up to Sydney or here, have a go around, but it's speed on speed on speed. So the question is, does a horse give it up to let another lead, or is it just going to be that high pressure Group 1, which is the question around Marabi? Can it handle the Group 1 pressure cooker that is, we're trying to lead in an Oakley Plate, or are we going to get a reality check?
I hope they go hard, because Minhaj is just going to be smoking the little pipe in behind under Karen McAvoy from barrier 1 with 52 kilos too, if you don't mind, and steaming home over the top. You may recall after a trial earlier, I messaged the group chat. I said, "You ever get that? One horse that you always like that they're just knocking on the door for a Group 1." I said, "Minhaj, it's her autumn to get that maiden Group 1, and this is her race. 850, 270. You got Marabi." But you got Marabi 2, Yonka 3, Malkovich barrier 4, away game barrier 5. Like they're all going to push forward. There's going to be a speed battle for the front. They can go, and Minhaj can just get that gun running behind, and I think she'll be winning.
Look, I'm with the previous Newmarket winner in Zootori. I just thought that the $31 was, it was a weaker-ish Newmarket field when she won, but drawn the outside, and we've talked about how much pace there is. I'll be able to tell probably early on in the day whether she's a bet or not, because if they're not running on at all and it's just leader bias, then I'll probably have to tear my ticket up and jump on something that's going to be around the pace. But look, I just think $31 is overs. It needs to find best form, which it didn't really last prep. But first up, it's 4 from 9. A good surface is a huge tick because absolutely hates the cut out of the ground. I'm happy with. I think it can be running on right round and late.
Excellent. It's Kieran Maher's world down there. Go on the away game factor though here, boys. Pretty much what you said with Minhaj, mate. Just replace the word Minhaj with away game. I think she's added a little bit of string to the bow. She can be a bit more sit off and charge home. So
she probably almost, like, if you look at it like a sandwich, the 3 meats are going to go forward.
Yeah,
Minhaj
that's
and
exactly.
away game are
Well,
going to
that's
come in.
if I'm sitting next to you with Minhaj, one pair back. It'd just be a matter of let's just find this gap that appears, and whoever gets it out of Minhaj and away game wins, pretty much. So it's just the last two. Well, $9 each way price, but last start Gold Coast was pretty brave, holding on for third there. Always good form races, many millions. But the start before was Marabi.
In that race was that the
Yeah,
mare's race or
they backed it. They came for it.
Yeah.
And like,
she's just bulletproof, really.
She is,
she just.
And she was
Chilling
taking
around the
peeling
race.
ground off Marabi 2 or 3 starts ago too.
yeah,
It's like
and that's the
you said,
thing.
She's been up
So-
for about 6 years as well, so
She's a
tough
3-year-old.
silly.
But
that's how long she's been running. Remember that
Just
first
looking
prep?
for that.
Holy crap, they just kept running. It was like, we're taking her Adelaide, we're
That's
taking
right.
her to
Yeah, I
Japan,
did
we're
too.
taking her
Yeah, went to Royal
to
Alaska.
the Ukraine,
Yeah.
and then back to
Still
Ascot.
chasing the illustrious Group 1
Yeah.
title. So fingers crossed that today is the day.
Yeah, not Minhaj. Wild Ruler's got to be the other one that's a
Yeah.
massive chance. Does have the top weight, which you always sort of give a bit of a query to. But Group 1 winner, dry track, and his trials again have been super.
And you reckon when they went there, they no way in hell would have thought we're going to be the top weight in an open plate with Wild Ruler.
Yeah,
You know,
that's it.
that's the great game, mate,
See how
isn't
the
it?
cookie crumbles.
Exactly it. Well, cookie crumble in here, boys. It crumbled last time for us with Boom Nova. Back up to Brisbane, mind
I was
you.
like, where are we going now?
We're just everywhere. Oh, this is a terrible race because this is Pete. And then you got Tremonto. What the
Yeah,
hell
what
happened
happened
last
there?
time with
Yeah.
Tremonto? Didn't. I don't know. Anyway, Jade Guthman-Chester riding back up in Queensland. Good on him. Anyway,
Got the needle.
yeah, got the must have, or no one checks anymore anyway, do they? But Zingalong, mate, it's still around, and you're getting a bit of a price for a horse that does love a wet track. I'm just pumping you up there, Ben. Now I reckon we got maybe the best, which I know you're probably a bit more in love with than Zingalong Bean. You're only getting $3.20 though for your favourite. Grays and Wet Weather, Boom Nova's up there. Tremonto, was it too bad to be true last start? Where are we pairing?
Look, I think it was too bad to be true last start. I think it's just a complete forgive, put a pen through it. 2 starts on a heavy for a win in a place. I think, I don't know. I have zero idea what happened last start. I think it tracks Boom Nova and Milaranise, or however you say that. And then I think the 200 kicks and wins. I think it's the best horse in the race, and I think it's simply
See,
too
they
good for
reckon.
these.
I think they reckon it just took a battering, but watching the replay, I couldn't really see
I
much
didn't
of a
see that
battering.
at all because
so-
I already watched it.
Oh, that's what I'm
because I was
saying.
filthy.
That
It
was-
was the end of my multi.
Well, it was last race of the day, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was smashed in, crunched in. But Lloyd, are you forgiven?
I don't like anything in the race,
No.
if I'm honest. For the sake of the tip, Boom Nova, she was brave last start.
Yep.
Boris Thornton goes on board, but I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Or not watching.
Yeah, don't really want to watch, but we've got no choice because we're the mugs.
Yep.
Yeah, Boom Nova on top for me as well. Just think she's the one that's up, fit, racing really, really well. Like, you can't maybe the best, another one, but again, barrier 12,
Yep.
heavy track, uncertain of.
Yep.
Rather look around the favourite and getting the price, $6 and $7 at Tremonto even.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Tremonto had
That's why I have to be with it again. I just
Well,
think
if
about the
Tremonto
price.
had a run up to
Standards.
the standards, it'd be $2.
Easy.
Coming home in the last here, lads. So we'll
Jeez.
finish off bang with Doomben. Probably get this done pretty quickly, and then we'll try and get the Blue Diamond winner for you mugs out there. Still patient with us and listening along, but Glitter Strip, it's Paladas form, which as of last week has turned out to be winning form. Wasn't for 2 years. And Lloydie, I think you might have some breaking news on Wolf Moon there, which goes around as second favourite in this field.
Yeah, it has accepted for Friday night at Canterbury. I'll make sure it's still in there for the mug, so they don't get a bit gun shy taking the bet. But no, look, Wolf Moon, it was in. I don't
But
know where
it'd
it
be
was,
a little
but-
bit of a travel buddy for the Gator.
Well,
maybe.
no, it's with it is still in, but yeah, different trainer now. Gator's back with Gator.
Yeah, it's still the same ownership group though.
Oh yeah,
Could have just sent him down for a play date, mate.
maybe.
Just go run at Canterbury while you're there.
Probably.
Nothing wrong with that,
He
mate.
gets kicked out of Queensland.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Race 5 at Canterbury. There you go.
There you go. Fantastic mug, so look out for that one.
Yep.
Well, we talk about pace, and I think come the last race on a heavy Doomben track, a leading horse such as a Dr. Why Not could be tough here to get the job done. Anyone backing me in?
No, I'm not following
No,
you, mate.
okay.
No.
What are you on?
Look, I actually,
Put me out of my misery,
you're gonna judge. I'm actually pretty keen on stuttering here, to be honest. I reckon it's a genuinely pretty good bet. I mean, cut in the ground, loves it. Previously in behind Wonderful Riri, couple starts, then in behind Dream Reacher, who is now 2 wins on the road, pretty impressive last weekend as
Very
well.
impressive.
It's got the Barry to dictate terms. Ryan Maloney onto Heathcote's a bit of a rarity these days, so that's probably a tick. And 2 wins and 4 minor placings from 11 starts at the trip. I'm happy to be with stuttering. I think it's massive overs at 850.
I agree, but in saying I'm not with, but it'll be in the Quinoa. Look, I said he'd have a good day. Mr. Waller, Vitesse from Barrier 1. Jimmy Orman on board. 2 wins on a heavy, 1 win on a soft. She's 1 second up. She'll roll forward. She'll be thereabouts. I know they might be cutting up the track, and that inside lane might not be any good. But on a day, she's classes above these. I would have thought.
You heard it there first, mate. Chris Waller having a day out.
Yeah,
How
mate.
about that for a bold prediction?
Yeah.
He's gonna
Gee whiz, hey?
Yeah, and if he doesn't train 3 winners in Doomben, he'll have 3 at the Gold Coast and 3 at Sydney.
And you
Yeah.
can still play the
And
audio
and
loop.
still say that
Yeah,
he's
it's not a
gonna have a
bad,
good
not a
day.
bad tactic actually. We should do that every
went
week.
Very elegant and Espiona with the 2 Group 1s. It's
Yeah.
like, I told you you'd have a good one.
Yeah. No, Dr. One off for me, boys. Just a tough old boy running on. That's what we want to see. Tougher than stuttering, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Fair enough.
All right, lads. Last one. Big one. The big 2-year-old prize of Victoria's heart. The Blue Diamond. $5 a field. What do you think of the field, first of all, boys? Sort of bit tough to assess. They're all obviously 2-year-olds that haven't had much of a go, but there's no real jump out in your face. This could be the next big thing this spring, autumn.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
But there is one good one in there. But
Okay, well, what is it?
Revolutionary Miss for the Snowdens.
They love 2-year-olds, eh? They're
They
almost
do,
like a
they're very
2-year-old specialist state.
Yeah.
Grand final
Yeah,
players.
correct. Unbelievable.
By Russian Revolution, we know how good he's going. Just Brett Huey Bowman home there at Newcastle. Cheers. But look, this girl, she was really good in the Blue Diamond Prelude in the fillies race. Michael D rode on that occasion. He's been given the flick. Jamie Carr
Ouch.
goes on board.
That's a shift, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's like me hopping off to put Michael D on one. So it's a big win for Revolutionary Miss.
Especially
Sports.
when you win on it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And rode a retreat. But her first 2 starts, she's run second both times. First up on debut behind Fireburn, who won again. Next up behind Queen of the Ball. That was the rails hot day at Rosehill, and she was a long way back. Charged home to get beaten.
It's a good day, that one.
3.8 lengths. Rather forget it. But like Best of Bordeaux, he wasn't in that same race, that fillies race, but he was in the Colts and Geldings race that same day. Led and then came out and won its next start. So, you know, that inside lane for Queen of the Ball, just sort of tying that form in, and they ran a quicker time that day too. And then she pissed in last start over the 1100, even though it was only, what was it, 0.8 of a length, but 1200 metres is going to be her go. Snowden's, like we said, barrier 11, she can just get back off a hot speed. Lupum, she'll be a bit like Catchy, just winning well. Lyra, Artorias, they all fly home. Nothing leads them into Blue Diamond, do they?
You're right. Just after listening to you there for 5 seconds.
Yep. Yes, they
Can't
do.
pick one.
Look, I'm with Lofty Strike here. I was on.
He's going to prove you're wrong there, Lloydie.
I was on last start. Look, no, it won't be leading. It was a pretty. I mean, partway through the run last start, I was, what the hell's going on? Tearing my ticket up. It was 3 wide, sort of pretty much the trip. And then it just kicked and won at the corner. So, look, I think I have to be with Jamie Mott. I think Julius Sanders can pick up his
Does this
first
morning's vet
one.
report scare you?
Well, I haven't seen that yet.
Ooh, jeez.
Is it not good?
Yeah, we didn't want to tell you.
Lame this morning.
All right,
So
okay.
it has to pass the vet tomorrow.
All right, oh, there you go. I might have to redo my. I might have to rethink my tip for
And Bean's getting the C is the VLC stewards.
I'm just like,
Yep.
all right. Okay. Well,
That's right.
I'll come back with you.
Well,
with
you just
my
have
selection.
to trust in the stable, right?
If you put your bet on now, you're either got a live ticket or you get your money back.
Yeah.
Or you rip it up when it
When
passes
it passes
fit.
fit.
Gets
I'll pass
behind
it.
the barrier.
It gets vetted behind the barrier.
Yeah.
They'll pass it fit
Yeah.
and run last. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
all heard that story before.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I think, was one of those
Yeah, I was going to
days.
say, what horse was that?
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yep.
Jacquino from Mozza. Favourite on top, simple as that.
Easy.
No, looked barrier 1 last start in the preludes. Never saw light of day to get out there. It was absolutely climbing over the back. So 1200 is going to lap it up. And it's, as you said, Lloydie, to get back, sort of swarming home horse, barrier
Just
10.
has to jump with them,
Can do
doesn't
it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Has
the
it, yeah.
thing. But it's
X
had,
factor.
well, it's just had the 3. This will be the 3rd go at Caulfield now as well. So it's one there, ran well, unlucky last start, knows the track, $5 favourite. What else can I say?
Bang.
Can I say? Bang. Well, we know what your banger is, mate, don't we?
Yep, we sure do.
Yep.
Charlie Embrace in the first at Doomben, and then around the grounds, I liked race 5 at Caulfield. Call sign Map, I think, is a pretty good bet in that race. About $5.50, I believe. So yeah, happy with it.
Best of the day for me, we're going, I think it was race 7 there at Doomben, Contemptuous. Steve O'Day, Matt Hoysted. We know how good they're going. And around the grounds, we're going race 6 at Raaaaandywick, currently a heavy 9. Ice Bath is in there, and she's a mudlark, but I'm taking her on.
What?
Promise of success. Another muddy for John O'Shea and Jason Collett from Barrier 8. She, worst part of the track last start, hit the line behind Snap Dancer, who's absolutely flying. She's drawn Barrier 8. She's going to come out wide on Saturday, and she'll be steaming home over the top.
Lovely.
Moz's must have Queensland's best form Sea Raider on top. Heavy track. Thank God none of you two took it from me because I didn't really have much else to go with. Round the grounds, race 4 at Caulfield. You're looking at your Guineas winner here, Argentia. This thing is a pretty damn good horse. $2.15.
Barrier 1.
Gets to the winning post first. That's where it gets to.
Last offence around Caulfield.
Mate, that doesn't matter. That's why you should get on the price now for the Australian Guineas. $2 favourite here. Well, you look at the field. Von Trapp, mate, you backed that at 100 to 1 one day.
Yeah.
And where did it run?
Well, it should have been 200 to 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of competition that we're dealing with here. But no, it'll be tricky. I'm not dismissing the barrier, but I think it's a horse that there was always, and we talked about this last start, always a lot of hype, and then things went wrong. But looks like she's back now.
Yeah, that's it. Yearning's nominated in that race as well, so it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Yeah, surely they go in the Group 1.
Surely.
Yeah.
With the Group 1
think so.
winner, like you just your value trying to.
Well, it's a
If she runs into a placing,
Massara owned
Yeah,
as well, isn't it?
owned,
So
yeah.
a breeding mob.
and the full brother went super on debut on Saturday. That Magic in the 2-yard race
Oh,
that he
yeah.
charged up around second. And they paid $2.5 million for it. So
Jump change.
Smokes.
So they really need Yearning to do well, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got a nice little pedigree update throughout the week. Let's crack a deal. You know, in the family bloodlines of Project Paperclip. How good? Which
How did
means
they only just figure this out now? But
I don't really know, but which means absolutely nothing to us whatsoever because it's a gelding.
Yep.
Which is a bit of a shame. They should just have like a
Hong Kong mainly by geldings. They might be interested.
yeah, but from the what we've been through so far, I've heard their vet testing's pretty thorough over at Hong Kong, and that's right.
There's in around the grounds actually. He went up $2.15 in a Class 1 at Canberra tomorrow. Let's crack a deal.
Yeah.
$2.15. Should be $1.04.
Oh, geez, there we go. Put that into your multiples as
Throw
well.
it in there.
Yeah.
With a few of the best bets.
Right. Oh, moral.
Bang, let's end it there. Thanks, monks.
Cheers, Mark.